Hello everyone, welcome to Coding with Harshil. This is Harshil Churasma, and today in this video we will see that what is the CSS syntax and selectors and how it works. Okay, so let's get started with the CSS syntax. So in the CSS syntax there are some set of rules which is containing a declaration block and a selector. Okay, in the HTML5 we have the tags, right, like h1 tag, h2 tag, p tag, video tag. Okay, so for the tag we have some rules, like we have to put first less than symbol, then type the tag name, then greater than symbol. Same way for the CSS there are some rule of set that is containing a selector and a declaration block. Okay, here from this image you can see that there is the first selector, that is the h1, and then we have the curly braces, that is the our declaration block, and inside that curly braces we have some properties and values. You can see h1 is the selector, then curly braces, and then comes the declaration block, and inside that we have some properties and values, that is the our styles that we are applying to this selector. Okay, so that is the our CSS syntax. I hope you have clear idea about this. Okay, now let's move forward to the CSS selector. So CSS selectors are used to select the content that you want to style. Okay, let's say we are copying and paste using Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Okay, so we have to select first some text that we want to copy. Same way, we have to select some tags or some elements that we want to style. Okay, so that are the CSS selectors. Okay, so there are total 5 types of selectors are there, that are the element, id, class, universal, and group selector. Okay, so there are total 5 types of selectors are there, and all these selectors we will see practically today in this video. So let's get started with the coding. So here now I'm in my Sublime Text editor, and I have created a .html file, no CSS file I have created, and title is given, and now I will write some content here inside this body tag. So here you can see we have first h1 tag with the coding with Harshil, then logo with the h2 tag, with the home h3 tag, and some dummy text with the p tag. Okay, now let's save this file, and if I open it in my Chrome browser and refresh here, then you can see we got all these things as it is. Okay, so now we will apply some styles to all these things. Okay, so here we have learned about the class and id attribute with the style tag in the HTML tutorial. Okay, so if you doesn't watch that tutorial, then watch it first, because it will be very useful in this video. Okay, so now to style all these things we will use this style tag. Okay, so I will write the style tag here. So now inside that we will see first the CSS syntax. Okay, so I will apply h1 like this, and then I will put the color as the red, and I will increase the font size, it's 50 pixels. Okay, so here you can see h1 is the selector. Okay, and then from this curly braces all these things is the our declaration block, and inside that we have this color red and font size 50 pixel. All these things are there. Here color is the property and red is the value, font size is the property, 50 pixel is the value. Okay, and to separate this property and value we have putted a colon between that, you can see, and at the end we have putted this semicolon to separate two these tiles. Okay, so this is the CSS syntax. I hope you have clear idea. Now I will save this and I will refresh here. Then you can see the font size of this text is increased and the color is the red. Okay, so this is the CSS syntax that will be applied for the all tags. Okay, now we will move forward to the 5 types of selectors. Okay, so that are the element, id, class, universal, and the last one is the group selector. Okay, so here it is the example of the element selector. You can see h1, Element means we are selecting a tag, an element. Okay, so let I give another example. H2 is the tag. Okay, means we can say that it is an element. So we have selected H2 as an element. Okay, it is a selector H2 element. Now I will put the curly braces and I will style here, like color will be blue. Now save it and refresh. Then you can see color is changed to the blue, and this is called the element selector. I hope you have clear idea about this element selector. Now we will move forward to the class and id selector. Okay, so for class and id selector we require a class and id attribute inside the body tag that contains class and id. Okay, so I will give the class name to this coding with Harshil text. Let's say name. I have given the class name to this text h1 tag. Okay, and I'm giving the id to this h3 tag. Let's say home, like this. Okay, one main thing is that whenever you are giving the class or id name to the any of this tag, then make sure do not start the name with the number, like 123 name, or let's say 56 home, like that. Okay, so do not start with the number. You can put the number at the end or between, like name 123. Okay, anything you can give, but don't start with the number. Okay, so class and id are there in the our body tag, inside the body tag. Okay, so now I will write the first selector. So how to select the class? Okay, so to select the class we require a dot. Okay, so I will put the dot here like this and write the class name. So here the class name is the name, so I will write the name here like this. So now the element with the class name is the name is selected. Okay, means this element is selected, I want to say that. Okay, so now I will curly put the curly braces and I will give the styles, like font size is the 60 pixels. Okay, so this is how we can select the class. Okay, let I change the name here. So let's say YouTube. Okay, so that you don't confuse. Okay, so now let's save this and refresh here. And you can see the size is increased, and this is how we can select a class. Okay, in the to style the our element. Okay, now the next is the id selector. Okay, so just copy this home, Control C, and to select the ID we have to put the hashtag first, and then whatever the ID name we have, that we have to write. Okay, then again same thing, increase the font size, let's say 50 pixels, save it and refresh. Then you can see the size is increased, nothing else changes is there. Okay, so this is the class and id selector and element selector. I hope you have clear idea about all these things. Now we will move forward to the next selector, is the universal selector. Okay, so universal selector is the star. Okay, so let I write here star. Universal selector will be applied to all the tags. Okay, uh, it will apply to this p tag, h3 tag, h2 tag, h1 tag, including this body tag also. Okay, so body tag, and inside the body tag whatever tag we have, it will apply the styles. Okay, so if I write here, like padding will be 30 pixels. Okay, now save this, and here you can see no paddings are there. 1 pixel padding is the default that we have seen in the how to make a table. Okay, so now if I refresh, then you can see we got the 30 pixels padding for all these things. Okay, you can see. Okay, and if I write here, let's say font family is the monospace. Okay, so font family will be changed. I have don't refreshed here. Now if I refresh, then you can see font family is changed for all these things. You can see for this thing, this all these things. Okay, so this is the universal selector. I hope you have clear idea about this thing. Now the last one is the group selector. Okay, so for the group selector, it is useful when multiple tags we have and I want same style for all the tags. Okay, so what I can do here is I will increase, sorry, I'm not increasing the font size, it is already increased. I'm changing the background color for this h3 means id, and for this p tag. Okay, so what I will do here, hashtag home, it is selected, yes, then put a comma, and then again write whatever element you want to select. Okay, so I want to select this p tag, so I have written p. Okay, you can write multiple like youtube is there. Okay, now change the background color, let's say light blue, save it and refresh. Then you can see light blue color is there for all these things. Okay, so this is all about this css syntax and css selectors. I hope you have clear idea about all these things, but still if you have any query, any doubt in this video, then you can ask me in the comment. And guys, do subscribe my channel if you have doesn't, and if you like this video, then give a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can follow us on social media like Facebook and Instagram. So guys, thank you for watching and see you in the next time.